The streets are burning, social media is exploding, and fans are losing their minds. Reports are coming in that OTF is in complete turmoil, and at the center of it all is Lil Durk, confronting someone who allegedly betrayed him. The energy is chaotic, tense, and raw. Sources claim that the confrontation didn't happen quietly. It was a full-on showdown, emotions running high, loyalty tested, and the entire crew watching in shock. Fans online are speculating, who did Durk go after? What caused the betrayal? And how deep does this chaos really go? Clips, leaks, and cryptic posts have already started trending, leaving everyone questioning what's real and what's staged. Word on the street is that the betrayal involved insider information leaking to rival crews, shaking OTF to its core. Allegedly, Durk didn't hold back his calm exterior, hiding a storm of anger and disappointment. Witnesses say words were exchanged, ultimatums were delivered, and alliances were questioned. Fans have been piecing together timelines from social media posts, snippets of conversation, and leaked videos, trying to understand who crossed the line. Some call it revenge, others a wake-up call. But one thing is clear: OTF's reputation and unity are at stake. Outside the confrontation, fans took to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram to react in real time. Memes, reaction videos, and debate threads exploded, everyone analyzing Durk's every move, tone, and expression. The intensity of the moment has created a frenzy of speculation, with hashtags trending worldwide, hashtag OTF chaos, hashtag DURK confrontation, and hashtag betrayal in OTF. Social media is divided. Some admire Durk's courage, others fear the consequences. Sources suggest rival crews are watching closely, trying to gauge whether this is a public warning or a private reckoning. As the dust begins to settle, questions remain. Will OTF survive this internal storm? Who else might be hiding secrets? And what does this mean for Durk's next moves in music, street alliances, and public perception? One thing is certain: the streets are talking, the internet is obsessed, and every new update adds another layer to the chaos. Stay tuned, because this story is just heating up, and no one knows where it will go next. The city streets were alive with tension, and social media platforms were lighting up with rumors, whispers, and leaked snippets about OTF. At the eye of this storm was Lil Durk, who had reportedly taken matters into his own hands after discovering a betrayal that shook his inner circle to the core. The betrayal, sources say, involved confidential information being leaked, details that could compromise OTF's operations, their credibility in the streets, and even the safety of those loyal to the crew. Fans who have followed Durk's rise know that loyalty is everything to him, and when that trust is broken, the consequences can be monumental. The night began quietly, at least on the surface. Durk was reportedly meeting with a close group of associates, discussing recent rumors about disloyalty within OTF. Insider sources claim the meeting started tense but controlled, the kind of conversation where words weigh heavier than actions, and every glance can speak louder than a sentence. As the conversation unfolded, it became clear that Durk had pinpointed the person responsible, someone who had not only betrayed him but had also endangered the reputation and cohesion of the crew he worked so hard to build. Witnesses say that what followed was an emotional confrontation, a face-to-face reckoning that left everyone in the room shaken. Eyewitnesses described Durk's demeanor as both calm and charged, a dangerous combination that commands attention. He was reportedly methodical, precise with his words, and unflinchingly direct, making it clear that betrayal would not go unnoticed or unpunished. According to sources, the confrontation lasted for over an hour, with Durk laying out the evidence, demanding answers, and challenging every excuse or deflection offered. The air was reportedly electric, every comment carrying weight, every movement scrutinized. This wasn't just a private dispute. It was a lesson in accountability, loyalty, and the uncompromising standards that Durk holds for his team. Outside the meeting, word spread fast. Social media blew up with speculation as fans pieced together fragments of posts, cryptic messages, and snippets of leaked footage. Hashtag OTF chaos started trending on Twitter within hours, while Instagram stories from insiders hinted at the fallout. The buzz wasn't just about drama. It was about power, reputation, and street credibility, things that OTF has always cultivated carefully. Analysts of the hip-hop world noted that this confrontation could shift alliances, affect upcoming releases, and even impact how other crews perceive OTF's strength. Every move Durk makes now is under a microscope, with the public waiting for the next piece of the puzzle. Meanwhile, those close to the situation revealed that Durk's approach was not purely reactive. He wanted transparency, he wanted accountability, and he wanted to ensure that OTF remained a united front despite the chaos. It wasn't about revenge, at least not entirely. It was about maintaining integrity within the crew, making it clear that betrayal carries consequences no matter who you are. Fans watching from the outside could feel the intensity through social media chatter alone, the tension, the stakes, and the looming sense of an OTF to power struggle that could have long-term implications. The confrontation reportedly ended with Durk demanding loyalty reaffirmed, and the betrayer given a chance to own their actions or face the fallout. While the immediate resolution is unclear, insiders claim the night left an undeniable mark on everyone present. OTF, once seen as a tightly knit unit, now faces scrutiny from fans, rivals, and the industry itself. The question that lingers is simple yet heavy. Can the crew survive this internal storm? Or will the chaos ripple outward, affecting alliances, music, and the streets themselves? As the night ended, social media continued to explode. Fans dissected every snippet, meme, and reaction video. Analysts debated the long-term implications, while insiders hinted at more revelations to come. One thing became certain. Lil Durk had sent a clear message to his team. His rivals and the world betrayal in OTF comes with a reckoning, and loyalty is non-negotiable. This was the beginning of a saga that fans would follow closely. Every twist and turn amplified by social media and street speculation alike. The morning after the confrontation, the streets of Chicago were buzzing with a different kind of energy. Word had leaked, or perhaps been strategically seeded, that OTF was in turmoil, that a betrayal had shaken the core of the crew. Lil Durk, however, remained silent in public, letting the tension build while carefully controlling the narrative behind closed doors. According to sources, Durk spent the early hours reviewing messages, listening to recordings, and dissecting every possible detail related to the breach. He was methodical, and insiders stressed that this was not a man reacting in panic, but one carefully calculating his next move. The betrayal, though not officially named publicly, involves someone with significant access to OTF's internal operations. Someone who could have jeopardized not only business dealings, but also personal safety. Sources claim that plans for upcoming projects, tour details, and financial arrangements had been at risk. For a crew like OTF, whose influence extends both in music and in street networks, this was more than just a breach of trust, it was a potential threat to survival. Analysts familiar with Chicago's rap scene noted that internal leaks of this caliber could inspire rival crews to test boundaries, escalating tensions further. Meanwhile, fans and insiders began piecing together fragments of evidence online. Cryptic social media posts, screenshots, and mysterious mentions on Instagram stories fueled speculation. Hashtag OTFKOs and hashtag DURK Betrayal trended in multiple cities, while conspiracy theories spread at lightning speed. Was the leak intentional? Was someone working with rivals? Or was this a mistake made by a disloyal insider? Every hint, every post was scrutinized, dissected, and debated. Fans flooded forums, YouTube comment sections, and Twitter threads with theories, making the situation feel even more volatile. In the midst of it all, Durk's silence only added fuel to the fire. Back in private, insiders say the atmosphere within OTF was tense but focused. Durk reportedly called a series of one-on-one meetings with key members, aiming to restore order and reaffirm loyalty. Sources describe these sessions as intense, equal parts warning, counseling, and strategic discussion. Durk emphasized that the crew needed to operate like a family. Trust was paramount, and those who had shown disloyalty would face serious consequences if behavior didn't change. Multiple insiders noted that the message was clear: OTF would not crumble under internal pressure, and betrayal would not be tolerated under any circumstances. The impact of this confrontation was already being felt beyond OTF. Rivals and other major players in Chicago's rap scene reportedly took notice. Some saw this as a weakness to exploit, while others recognized the controlled precision with which Durk handled the situation. A calculated mix of confrontation and authority that reinforced his leadership. Analysts note that a strong public response to internal conflict is key in maintaining credibility in the streets. And Durk's measured approach seems to be working in reinforcing his position. Financial sources also hinted at ripple effects. OTF's partnerships, brand deals, and collaborations were reportedly being reviewed in light of the internal chaos. Brands don't want to associate with drama, yet the intrigue surrounding the confrontation brought a different kind of attention, one that could potentially be monetized if handled correctly. Industry insiders say that Durk understands the balance between street credibility and mainstream influence, and he is maneuvering carefully to protect both as the day progressed. Durk was seen meeting with close allies in private locations, discussing damage control strategies, and ensuring that all sensitive information remained secure. According to sources, this was not just about punishing the betrayer, but about tightening the ship, reinforcing loyalty, and ensuring that OTF emerged stronger on the other side. Analysts have described this as a pivotal moment, a test of leadership, strategy, and street acumen that could define OTF's trajectory for the next several months. By evening, speculation online had reached fever pitch. Every comment, every post, and every leaked snippet was amplified by fans eager for details. Social media became a battleground of narratives. Some painted Durk as a strict enforcer of loyalty, others as a man under immense pressure, and a few as a strategic genius quietly orchestrating a comeback. Regardless of the interpretation, the reality was that OTF's internal dynamics were now a hot topic, and Lil Durk's handling of the situation was being dissected on a national scale, while the full fallout had yet to be seen. Insiders confirmed that the betrayal had prompted a significant reorganization within OTF. Positions of trust were being reevaluated. Responsibilities shifted, and a renewed emphasis on loyalty and communication was underway. Durk reportedly made it clear that this was a turning point, one that would either solidify the crew's strength or expose vulnerabilities for rivals to exploit. It was a high-stakes game, and the moves made in these days would set the tone for months to come. By the end of the day, the message was unmistakable. Betrayal might shake the foundations of OTF temporarily, but under Lil Durk's leadership, the crew would endure. The streets and the fans were watching, waiting for the next development. And everyone knew that the chaos within OTF was far from over. The storm had just begun, and its full force was yet to be unleashed, as OTF's internal upheaval continued to dominate headlines and online chatter. Lil Durk shifted his focus to a more strategic phase of handling the crisis. Sources close to the rapper revealed that the intensity of the betrayal forced him to operate on multiple levels, simultaneously controlling public perception, addressing internal concerns, and preparing for potential external threats. Every phone call, every meeting, and every private discussion was meticulously calculated, underscoring the fact that this was not just a personal conflict, but a business-critical situation. One source described a particularly tense meeting where Lil Durk gathered senior members of OTF in a private studio. The conversation reportedly began with Durk laying out the facts as he understood them, exposing inconsistencies and highlighting areas where trust had been compromised. His tone, according to insiders, was firm but measured, a clear warning that disloyalty would not be tolerated, while still emphasizing that the crew needed to unite to survive the storm. Analysts note that this approach is classic Durk: assert authority without alienating allies, maintaining a balance between fear and respect. Meanwhile, the fallout was rippling beyond the immediate circle of OTF. Industry observers noted that rival crews and external associates were closely monitoring the situation. There was speculation that some of these parties might try to exploit the chaos for their own gain, whether through social media attacks, strategic leaks, or even targeting members of OTF directly. Sources indicate that Durk, aware of this risk, instructed his team to beef up security protocols, vet collaborators more strictly, and maintain heightened vigilance on all fronts. It was clear that this betrayal, though internal, had the potential to create vulnerabilities on multiple levels. The media frenzy only amplified the stakes. Clips from interviews, vague social media posts, and trending hashtags painted a chaotic picture for anyone who wasn't directly involved. Fans debated who had betrayed the crew, how Durk would respond, and whether OTF's reputation could survive such an intense internal shakeup. For Durk, the narrative outside the circle was just as important as the one within. Public perception could affect partnerships, tours, and brand deals, and he seemed keenly aware of the power of controlling the story. Sources suggest that part of his strategy involved selective leaks to the media, enough to assert control without revealing sensitive details, a tactic that has kept both fans and rivals on edge. Inside the crew, trust became the central topic of discussion. Members who had previously enjoyed autonomy were suddenly under scrutiny, and each individual's loyalty was being tested. According to insiders, Durk personally reviewed who had access to critical information, who had been involved in risky decisions, and who could be counted on to follow directives without question. This internal vetting process reportedly caused friction, but it was deemed necessary to prevent further leaks and to protect the integrity of OTF. Analysts highlight that in such high-stakes environments, loyalty is often currency, and Durk's moves reflect a sophisticated understanding of how to safeguard both his people and his empire. Financial implications were also a key consideration. OTF's ongoing projects, from upcoming releases to brand endorsements, had to be carefully navigated to avoid being tainted by the ongoing chaos. Sources claim that Durk personally reached out to collaborators and business partners to reassure them that the situation was under control, framing it as a temporary internal correction rather than an ongoing crisis. His team also reportedly implemented stricter monitoring of financial transactions and project approvals to prevent further complications. Social media continued to buzz with speculation. Cryptic posts from fans and insiders fueled theories that the betrayal was tied to larger power struggles within Chicago's rap scene. Some suggested that this was an orchestrated move to destabilize OTF, while others saw it as a simple human error amplified by the crew's high-profile status. Durk's silence in public and precision in private only heightened curiosity, with analysts noting that a calculated level of mystery can often strengthen a leader's image, portraying him as calm, collected, and in command even when chaos surrounds him. Sources close to OTF stress that the confrontation was not just about punishing the betrayer, but about sending a clear signal to the entire network. Everyone connected to Durk and OTF was being reminded that loyalty, discretion, and accountability are non-negotiable. Those who failed to understand this risked being cut off permanently. It's a message that resonates beyond the crew. Rivals, collaborators, and fans all took notice, creating an atmosphere where respect and fear operate in tandem. As night fell over Chicago, the tension remained palpable. OTF insiders describe an atmosphere charged with anticipation as members waited to see what further moves Durk would make. Analysts believe that this phase is critical. The next 48 hours could determine whether OTF emerges stronger, maintaining unity and control, or whether further cracks appear under pressure. For Durk, the priority is clear: protect the crew, manage the narrative, and ensure that betrayal never again threatens the organization. Ultimately, Part 3 of this saga highlights that the chaos surrounding OTF is far from superficial. The internal conflict, while deeply personal, carries consequences for leadership, trust, finances, and public image. Lil Durk's handling of the situation, characterized by calculated precision, strategic communication, and unwavering authority, demonstrates a leader acutely aware of both the dangers and the opportunities presented by crisis. As insiders point out, OTF may be in chaos on the surface, but beneath it lies a controlled and deliberate response that could define the crew's trajectory for years to come. The fallout from the betrayal within OTF continued to unfold, and the intensity of the situation only grew as Lil Durk moved from tactical response to active damage control. Sources close to the rapper confirmed that the scope of the chaos went beyond mere personal disappointment. It was a test of leadership, loyalty, and strategic foresight. Durk, well aware of the stakes, treated the unfolding drama as both a challenge and an opportunity to consolidate power, reinforce trust, and eliminate any lingering doubts about his authority. Insiders describe a series of high-stakes meetings over the course of several days, where Durk meticulously analyzed every detail of the betrayal. He reportedly focused on timelines, interactions, and communications, attempting to map out the network of influence that allowed such a breach to occur. This wasn't simply about punishing a single individual. It was about understanding the structural weaknesses within the crew and addressing them comprehensively. Analysts note that such an approach is rare in hip-hop circles, where emotional reactions often overshadow strategic thinking. Durk's methodical handling underscored a level of leadership that blends instinct with tactical awareness. As OTF members watched closely, Durk began implementing structural changes. Sources indicate that access to sensitive information was drastically reduced, with tiered levels of clearance introduced for different members. Trust became a currency more valuable than money, and every interaction, transaction, or collaboration was evaluated through the lens of loyalty. Some insiders admit that these measures initially caused tension, with members feeling scrutinized or constrained. Yet, according to sources, Durk balanced strict oversight with reassurance, emphasizing that these actions were necessary to protect the crew's reputation, finances, and future opportunities. The external implications of the chaos were equally critical. Rivals and opportunists in the Chicago scene were reportedly monitoring OTF's instability, looking for openings to strike or to exploit the narrative for personal gain. Analysts suggest that Durk's response, characterized by selective public statements and controlled social media engagement, was designed to project strength while keeping rivals uncertain about his next moves. The careful balance of visibility and discretion allowed Durk to maintain influence over the storyline, demonstrating that even in times of internal turmoil, he remained firmly in command. Financial considerations were another layer of the crisis. OTF's ongoing projects, including upcoming releases, brand partnerships, and merchandise initiatives, required careful oversight to prevent mismanagement. Sources reveal that Durk personally reviewed contracts, financial flows, and project timelines, ensuring that no further complications arose from the betrayal. By taking a hands-on approach, he reassured partners and stakeholders that OTF's operations remained stable. Even as internal trust issues were being addressed, the psychological toll on the crew was significant. Members who had previously acted with autonomy suddenly faced scrutiny, and rumors about the betrayal fueled paranoia and uncertainty. Observers note that this type of internal pressure often reveals character. Those who remain loyal under scrutiny prove their value, while others may self-eliminate from the crew. Durk's strategic management of this dynamic reinforced his authority and reminded everyone that loyalty is the OTF's identity. Public perception remained a high-priority concern. Fans and media outlets dissected every social media post, interview snippet, and cryptic comment, trying to piece together the identity of the betrayer and the future trajectory of OTF. Durk, aware of the impact of narrative control, reportedly coordinated with trusted media contacts to release carefully curated information. This not only protected the crew's reputation, but also shaped fan sentiment, keeping speculation alive while avoiding full exposure of the internal crisis. Meanwhile, Durk's confrontation with the betrayer reached its climax. According to insiders, the meeting was a mix of professional accountability and personal reckoning. The individual involved faced a combination of consequences, from restricted access to resources to potential removal from critical projects. The overarching message was clear: betrayal would not be tolerated, and the integrity of OTF was non-negotiable. Analysts highlight that this decisive action reinforced a broader culture of accountability within the crew, ensuring that members understood both the privileges and responsibilities of being part of Durk's organization. Security and protection measures were also heightened. With the potential for rival exploitation, Durk reportedly increased surveillance, vetted associates more rigorously, and implemented new protocols for communication and travel. These steps reflected not just a reaction to betrayal, but a proactive strategy to fortify OTF against future disruptions. In an environment where trust is fragile and influence is contested, these protective measures were critical to maintaining control by the end of this phase. Sources suggest that OTF emerged from the chaos with a stronger sense of hierarchy and cohesion. Durk's handling of the situation, from strategic confrontation to meticulous operational oversight, sent a clear signal to both insiders and outsiders. Loyalty is paramount. Authority is absolute, and the crew's reputation cannot be compromised. For Durk, the lessons were clear and the stakes were higher than ever. But his decisive leadership demonstrated that even in moments of intense pressure, he remained the central force guiding OTF forward as the dust settled from the internal upheaval. Lil Durk's attention shifted toward consolidating OTF's power and ensuring that the recent betrayal would never destabilize the crew again. The intensity of the confrontation had sent ripples throughout the hip-hop community, with fans, media outlets, and rival crews all waiting to see how Durk would manage the aftermath. According to sources speaking to RapShock, this phase of recovery was as strategic as it was emotional, blending high-level leadership with the real, gritty realities of running one of the most influential hip-hop collectives in Chicago. Sources close to the situation describe a series of meetings that Durk personally led, each designed to address a different layer of the crisis. One focus was reinforcing loyalty among core members. Durk reportedly took the time to meet with key individuals one-on-one, ensuring that each person understood the stakes, the consequences of disloyalty, and the vision for OTF moving forward. These discussions were not just managerial. They were personal, emphasizing that OTF's identity was built on trust, respect, and shared purpose. Members reportedly left these sessions with renewed commitment, recognizing that the organization's strength relied on every individual upholding the encouraged collective's values. Operational changes were also central to the recovery plan. RapShock sources reveal that Durk overhauled OTF's internal communication protocols, limiting access to sensitive information and creating a tiered system of responsibility. members were now required to provide updates more regularly, and decision-making authority was centralized to prevent any future incidents of betrayal. While some insiders initially pushed back against these changes, Durk's insistence on accountability ultimately reinforced the importance of discipline within the crew. The message was unmistakable. Loyalty is non-negotiable, and oversight is essential to maintain stability and protect the brand. Financial security became another priority, with rumors swirling about the betrayal's potential impact on ongoing projects. Durk reportedly conducted a thorough review of OTF's finances, including streaming revenue, merchandising, and partnership contracts. Sources indicate that this meticulous approach reassured both the crew and external partners that the organization remained financially sound. By directly managing these aspects, Durk prevented opportunists from exploiting the situation and reinforced OTF's reputation as a professional and resilient entity. Even in the face of internal turmoil, the external landscape was equally delicate. Rivals in Chicago and beyond were closely monitoring OTF, hoping for signs of weakness. Durk's strategy, as reported by RapShock, involved carefully timed public statements and selective social media engagement. By controlling the narrative, he prevented misinformation from spreading and minimized opportunities for rivals to capitalize on internal issues. This approach maintained OTF's image of strength while keeping competitors uncertain about Durk's next moves, ultimately deterring potential threats before they could materialize. Mentally and emotionally, the betrayal had a lasting effect on the crew. Sources describe a period of tension and reflection, during which members reassessed their roles, responsibilities, and the boundaries of trust. Some left the organization voluntarily, unable to align with Durk's heightened standards, while others emerged stronger, committed to proving their loyalty. Durk's leadership during this period, as highlighted by RapShock, demonstrated his ability to blend authority with mentorship, ensuring that those who remained understood the stakes and were prepared to uphold OTF's values. The confrontation's public aftermath also became a talking point in the media. Durk managed to navigate interviews and social media with precision, offering enough transparency to address fan curiosity without revealing strategic or sensitive information. Analysts note that this balance between openness and discretion is rare in high-profile hip-hop conflicts, emphasizing Durk's capacity to lead not just on the streets but also in the court of public opinion. RapShock highlighted how his communication strategy reassured stakeholders, mitigated potential fallout, and kept OTF's brand intact during a critical period. By the time the situation fully stabilized, OTF had emerged stronger and more unified than ever. The betrayal, while damaging, became a catalyst for growth, prompting Durk to refine internal structures, enforce accountability, and reinforce loyalty across the board. According to insiders and confirmed by RapShock, Durk's decisive actions sent a clear message. Anyone attempting to undermine OTF would face consequences, and the crew's integrity would always take precedence over individual ambitions. Ultimately, the crisis became a defining moment for Lil Durk's leadership. It tested his strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, and capacity to protect both his crew and his brand. With lessons learned and measures in place, OTF moved forward with renewed focus, leaving behind the chaos but carrying forward a stronger sense of unity and purpose. As RapShock concluded in its detailed report, this episode reinforced Durk's role as not just a rapper, but a formidable leader whose influence extends far beyond music, proving that, even under pressure, OTF remains a dominant force in the industry. Don't miss a single update on this explosive OTF drama. Lil Durk has taken matters into his own hands, confronting betrayal head-on and reshaping the crew's future. Fans and insiders alike are still reeling from the intensity of these events, and the story is far from over. Stay connected with RapShock for the latest inside details, exclusive updates, and in-depth analysis of OTF's next moves. Whether it's loyalty, power plays, or the behind-the-scenes strategies that keep the crew strong, you'll get it all right here. Click subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure you're first to know every shocking twist. Trust us, this is one story you'll want to follow from start to finish. Because in the world of OTF, drama, loyalty, and chaos collide like never before. Don't miss out, stay ahead with Rap Shock.